Welcome back to Pop Dissected. Adele's fourth album, 30, has been released to commercial and critical triumph. Last time we talked about Adele, we discussed what made her so successful and how with every effort she raises the bar. Unsurprisingly, she's done it again. But we have to ask, what is different this time? One could largely consider this her comeback album, releasing 6 years after her previous effort, her longest span between albums. As we've discussed, Adele's general formula of staying private and then coming out into the world to drop an album has always been a shock, and helped really generate buzz around her. While 30 offers the heartbreak we know, with tracks such as Easy on Me and Oh My God, the genesis of the album offers something we haven't particularly seen from Adele's previous work. So let's dive in and discuss how Adele has evolved with 30, and why this album offers a different perspective than what we've seen from Adele, as well as other influences she's pulled from to craft another smash record. The first thing I'm going to discuss is the obvious, Adele's weight loss. I'll start outright by asking that there be no disparaging comments left in regards to this matter, as it's an extremely personal journey that she has offered to share with us. In speaking about it, she stated that following her divorce, she was riddled with anxiety. She had felt she had lost control over her own body. Not only that, but she was so consumed with her phone as well, so she turned to exercise to regain her motor control and break from the dependence on her phone. What is very inspiring about her weight loss isn't the fact that she lost weight, it's her reasoning, wanting to become stronger, not only physically, but mentally as well. Knowing she had really represented a lot of women with her fuller figure, Adele has stated that she's still that same woman and carries the same messages. Lastly, this is one of the few times that she has ever commented about her physical appearance, going on to say how her body has been objectified her entire career, and regardless of how one looks, you can still be body positive, and at the end of the day, you can still inspire others, but it's your job to find happiness with how you look, not others. And to wrap up this point entirely, Adele additionally went into discussing how she didn't initially speak about it because she went on this exhibition for herself, not because of what anyone was saying about her, which is very admirable. I know that subject didn't correlate directly to her music, but I felt there was an importance in quickly jumping into Adele's response to her weight loss, why it happened, and what she hopes to achieve for herself and others by engaging in this type of change. Now, let's touch on Adele's actual production we see across 30. Adele's last several releases have stayed within the same realm of genre, adding different elements with each release to make them more distinct or differentiated. Every album of Adele's has been primarily rooted in the genre of soul music, with each effort finding aspects from various genres to incorporate and weave through to provide a new sound for each effort. 19 had incorporations of folk indie pop. 21 pulls inspirations from the Motown era of music as well as Southern blues, while 25 showcased more electronic influences to broaden the album's mainstream appeal. Each album added a new genre focus that was carried over from one to the next. While 30 continues leveraging genre influences of the past, it offers what we can see as Adele's most sonically expansive album. This time around, Adele has really pushed jazz and gospel influences to the forefront. Also, she's moved into more up-tempo dance pop influences as well, which is present in a handful of tracks. But why does this production evolution matter to us, the audience? Adele's progression through her albums allows her audience to remain dedicated because they aren't sidelined with an unexpected shift. Instead, they're pleasantly surprised with the new elements of each record. This is one of the key factors to Adele's success. Also, because her genre choice isn't rooted for a specific age demographic, it has a wider appeal. We may not think 30 is groundbreaking with its production, but with what we've been given from Adele in the past, 30 does push the envelope into unanticipated territory, arguably offering the most distinct and differentiated sound for her. What I find most interesting is Adele has a really solid formula for her releases, as well as her musical stylings, intentional or not. For her to really mold her sound into something more different than her past albums is a bold choice that's paid off. Adele has had a change in her physical appearance because of brutal life transitions and a reframed mindset, and has modified her production into something that is the most unexpected from what we've gotten from her so far. But what about the story that's presented on 30? This is really the most pivotal point I'd like to touch on. A lot of us know Adele as the queen of heartbreak. Much of her music is grounded in those heavy emotions of loss and devastation. 19 covers the infidelity within a first relationship and not getting what you want. 21 follows the bitter anger, lonely isolation, and acceptance of lost love. 25 is geared more towards moving on from the past and quoted as making up for lost time. These 3 records really centered around the grief and pain love can bring on and its complexities, very much having the finger pointed at what a former partner did and how you can move past it. So when 30 was revealed to be inspired about Adele's divorce and how it affected her and the relationship she has with her son, we could assume we'd be getting another heartbreak album again.
Divorce, babe, divorce.
This just isn't the general case. Are there heavy emotions across 30 that portray loss, pain, and suffering? Absolutely. But 30 has Adele looking into a mirror. Self-destruction, reflection, and redemption. It's very much an album centered around herself and her own ego, pointing the finger inwards, not outwards. You have I Drink Wine, discussing the shedding of outward validation and seeking for approval, becoming who you aren't. Cry Your Heart Out is about relieving such heavy sadness through expressing your emotions honestly. In Just Hold On, she's reminding herself the best is yet to come. Stranger by Nature has her grasping to accept her own actions, and My Little Love is for her son, expressing the complexities a person can carry emotionally and mentally. While these are all brief summations of these songs and not in-depth detailed reviews, they all go into Adele finding her own outlet to handle her divorce and how she's going to cope with her son in the mix. Not only finding her own way to explain it to him, but also find responsibility as a mother. Adele has stated though she's divorced, she had chosen the perfect person to have a child with. I think this also adds another level to Adele's music and intentions we haven't seen much from her. In the past, I think it's been very wrapped up in, look what you did to me, now I have to pick up the pieces. I think 30 is more, this is what happened, here's how I feel, here's my part in it, and how can we move forward, not move on. 30, I believe, has a lesson in it. We will all have people that come into our lives so bravely and boldly, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. The person may hurt and betray us, or it just isn't meant to be. But through it all, how we heal is up to us. And while it's important to recognize and feel all of our emotions, we have the opportunity to understand how we may have affected our relationship and to make peace with it. There doesn't always have to be a villain, and sometimes there can be a reconciliation through a mutual accord. And I think that's beautiful. 30 shows Adele's growth from focusing on the pain a lover inflicted upon her to finding acceptance. That after loss, there can still be contentment. Adele said it herself. After a lot of knee-jerk reactions to things in the past, this album has become one of her proudest and most realized moments. So what do you think about the shifts Adele has made with this album? What's your favorite song from 30 and what messages do you get from it? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more future content on all your favorite pop stars. If you'd like to help decide future video topics, get exclusive chat and comment badges, and receive shoutouts, then I'd love to have you as a channel member. Thank you for watching.